Another left hand to the body from Dillian White.
Every day, all the dedication we put in is working on the show. It was fantastic, but before we go, I want to bring in Francis Ngannou. Francis, come here, ESPN.
Is this your next fight?
I'm the boxing heavyweight champion, UFC heavyweight champion. He's in great shape. Look at the muscles on him.
And we're going to find out who is the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
It's great marketing to build this as, let's find out who the baddest man on the planet is. But we know that this isn't a UFC fight. This isn't two men going into a room and seeing who comes out, because the baddest man in the planet would be John Jones of the UFC, the UFC heavyweight champion, the reigning UFC heavyweight champion, in my opinion, is always the baddest man on the planet above the boxing heavyweight champion. But this is a boxing match. This favours the boxer, and it doesn't matter if Francis Ngannou has the hardest punch in the world or whatever he's believed to have. He cannot get into a boxing ring on his debut and defeat Tyson Fury. The very notion of that is ridiculous. And anybody who I think is picking Ngannou is probably just trying to build hype up for this fight, or maybe friends for Ngannou, or maybe associated with said television companies or whatever. The price tells you the real story, where Tyson Fury is the 1-16 favourite. It's 33-1 on the draw, and you can get 8-1 on Francis Ngannou. Tyson Fury is at 1-6 minus 600 to win via TKO KO, 5-1 via decision. It's 8-1 on Ngannou via TKO KO, and 40-1 via a decision. The group round market see Tyson Fury at 1-5 at 4-6 minus 150, and at 6-10 at 5-2 plus 250. Whereas Ngannou rounds 1-5 is at 16-1, and in the later stages where Ngannou fades, even in UFC fights, he's at 50-1 to win in rounds 6-10. Looking at the over-under markets, we have under 5 rounds at even money. We have 5th round or over at 8-11. We have under 6 rounds at 4-6 minus 150. With 6th round or over, so the fight to see the second half, at 11-10. We have under 7 rounds at 5-2, with 7 round or over at 7-4. We have under 8 rounds at 2-7 and 8th round or over at 5-2. And fight to go to distance, yes, at 6-1, and no at 1-10 minus 1,000. Does Francis Ngannou have any shot here in this fight? The answer is no. So how does this one play out? I think that Tyson Fury isn't stupid. He will know and be aware of the criticism that this fight has received from a lot of people, saying that it is just a money-making fight. The serious fight is with Alexander Usyk. And if Ngannou realistically had any shot, would Usyk and Fury be announced during the build-up for this fight? I don't think that would be the case. There is no case really that someone like me, who's watched boxing for many, many years and has made a lot of money here on this show, can make for an upset. It's obviously very appealing when the current WBC and lineal heavyweight champion steps into the ring with a former UFC heavyweight champion in Francis Ngannou in a non-title exhibition fight, when Ngannou obviously didn't even lose that heavyweight crown, so he'll also claim to be the lineal champion himself. The idea of these crossover fights on paper isn't crazy, but the fact that Ngannou is stepping in the ring with Fury, who's undefeated and has beaten the best that he could possibly face, I think Deontay Wilder still is the bigger challenge than Alexander Usyk, and he overcame that challenge, and I think he'll overcome Usyk as well. As long as he's prepared, he will remain the number one heavyweight and could foreseeably end undefeated. So this is a crazy challenge for Ngannou. He's going to come into this with one game plan. That's it, to catch Tyson Fury with a big shot that sends the 6'9" Fury down to the canvas. Is there a chance of that happening? No. Fury has gone toe-to-toe with the best one-punch knockout artist of all time in Deontay Wilder. And even though the most famous knockout artist in the history of boxing is in his corner in Mike Tyson, that will not be happening in this matchup. He survived 4 knockdowns across the 3 trilogy fights against Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was unable to finish the job and keep him down. And that really tells you how little a chance that Francis Ngannou had. This is Francis Ngannou's chance to make some serious money. And that's what this fight is about. He gets a paycheck here of around 10 million. And his highest paid UFC fight was reportedly just $600,000, which is still obviously great money. But it's a massive, massive step up here money-wise, which I think this is all about. This is all about the money. And for that reason, and to alleviate any criticism, I think that's going to be key to how it plays out. As I believe, whilst taking no real risks, Tyson Fury is probably going to play with his food for a few rounds to justify the fact that Francis Ngannou, who has never fought a boxer at this level, no less in a boxing ring under the conditions of a traditional boxing match, should be in this ring. Even at 10 rounds, I just can't see Ngannou having even a ounce of success, except for hoping that he can catch Fury with a shot which would be heard around the world. I see Fury just boxing Ngannou, using his reach, using his jab, utilising his 5-inch height advantage and 3-inch reach advantage, and just keeping Ngannou at a distance, just coasting through the first 3 rounds, therefore justifying the fact that this fight was even made, and eventually getting the stoppage. Even the pacing of an MMA fight versus a boxing fight is completely different. And while Ngannou is in great physical condition, you only have to look at the guy and you know he's in better physical condition than all of us, there are no pockets to take a break in boxing. He will have to keep up with the pace. He's not capable of doing it. Fury is great on his feet for a big heavyweight, and he will be turning and popping Ngannou at will and should probably be able to win this whenever he wants to. He is going to showboat early on. He's going to allow himself to settle in, and once he settles in, he'll pick up the pace and he'll get the stoppage when he wants to. But as I said, because of the criticism, because of the spectacle, I think Fury to get that stoppage in rounds 6 to 10 is an absolutely phenomenal bet here at the price of plus 250. So before I tell you how to bet this, which is essentially going to be my lock on the show, I'm going to take a quick pause here to tell you guys about Hall of Fame bets. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame bets app or visit hofbets.com and use the promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching and start winning with Hall of Fame bets. So, closing out with what is your lock on this show, Tyson Fury is plus 250 to win this in rounds in round 6 to 10. I would like to get rounds 3 and 4 on side as well. Those rounds individually for Tyson Fury are both priced up at 8 to 1 plus 800. So Fury to get the stoppage in round 8 is at plus 800. Round 4 is at plus 800. Round 2 is also at plus 800. And round 1 is at 10 to 1 plus 1,000. So I am happy to see Ngannou get through rounds 1, 2, and 3. I don't think Tyson Fury is even going to be chasing a stoppage at this point. It's at round 4 and 5, after Ngannou's been in there boxing for over 9 minutes, where I think Ngannou's gas tank is going to be empty, and it's going to be very easy for Tyson Fury to pull out the stoppage whenever he wants. So I want to get those rounds on side as well. So my lock here for this show is going to be to take Tyson Fury in rounds 6 to 10 at the price of 5 to 2 plus 250. Now, I'm also going to take 0.25 units on both rounds 3 and round 4 to make sure that we do not take a loss in this fight. So that's a 1.5 unit outlay, and the worst payout that we can have is an 8-1 winner for a $25 or $25 stake, whatever your currency is. Taking it that way means that you'll end up with a return of £225. So you'll make a £75 profit if he wins in round 3, a £75 profit if he wins in round 4, but you'll be looking at a profit of £200 if he can make it into round 6 and lose in the second half of the fight. As I said, that is a very real possibility. I'm actually even worried about the decision. I'm worried if Fury wants to justify it to that level where he just simply boxes Ngannou, wins every single round and says he's a beast, he's a monster, he's impossible to stop. This was a great fight, and now I'll move on to Usyk. I don't think that's going to happen because I think it makes Fury look bad if this does actually reach the scorecards. I do think it's going to be a late stoppage, partly down to the fact that that needs to be what happens for Fury to look respectable. But in order for the fight to look respectable, it has to last more than 3 rounds. And Ngannou alone, I don't think his gas tank is going to be able to do more than 3 rounds anyway. So if there is, and I don't think there is going to be, but if there is any period where Francis Ngannou is remotely dangerous, it's going to be in rounds 1 or 2. And after that point, Fury's going to completely take over. So to reiterate, your lock on the show is Tyson Fury in round 6 to 10 with quarter unit hedges on rounds 4 and rounds 5. And that's how we're going to play this fight tonight between Fury and Ngannou. That's it for me. Good luck with all of your bets as always. And thanks for listening.